I'm going to give you one SAP strategy. I repeat, just one SAP strategy that helped my SAP customers to improve their profit margins by 22% in just 6 months. Come close. This is how it works. Before that, my name is Raman and I'm from a company called Emerging Alliance. We are an authorized SAP channel partner, and in my experience of working with more than 500 plus customers globally, I have come up with a lot of SAP related challenges which I and my company have worked prudently to solve, establish and stabilize. In this video, I'm just gonna compress my 15 years of experience in giving you one strategy which can significantly bring about improvement in your profit margin by using SAP. Let's dive into the video. Have you ever wondered people saying this one thing changed my life? And that's something similar that we're going to talk in this video. This strategy that I'm going to talk about is something that I have demonstrated in many of my customers, and it works perfectly fine. And as I told in the introduction of the video, this strategy has helped many of my customers on an average to improve their profit margins by 22%, whopping 22% in just 6 months. Well, the strategy works fine with any kind of industry, but in particular for the manufacturing industry, it works very well. But in particular for the manufacturing industry, where there's a lot of fluctuation in raw material prices, labor effort, labor prices, it works absolutely fine. Now, what's the strategy? We configured SAP in such a manner that you will not be able to print your invoices if the margin of the content available in the invoice falls below the permissible limit of the margin or falls below the negative margin. Now, not only that, for all the invoices where the margins have been compromised, it requires an approval. So someone very senior executive might have to approve this invoice which has a compromised profit margin. And this approval is provided a lot of features and functionalities to basically drill down from the invoice to find out where the loss has actually happened or the reduced margin has actually happened. Now this is how it works. The invoice, when drilled down, goes to the production order where the goods are manufactured. In the production order, it's clearly shown whether the loss has happened because of excess consumption of raw material, or because excess consumption of labor hours, or because of any repair or rework involved. Not only that, for all the invoices which has a compromised profit margin, it is required that the invoice gets an approval from an approver who is a senior executive or a most experienced person in the factory, like a plant manager or a CFO or a finance head. Well, it's up to your choice. Now, the approver is provided with functionalities where he or she can basically drill down the invoice to find out where exactly the loss has happened. Now, this is how it works. When you drill down the invoice, it would lead you to the production order where the goods were produced. And if there are any deviations or abnormalities in the production order, like let it be consumption of excess raw material or consumption of excess labor hours or any serious scrap, wastage or reworks involved, will be reported. If you don't find a mistake in the production order level, you can further drill it down to a point where it goes to the purchase cycle to basically tell the raw materials which were basically sourced were done at an abnormal price or a normal price. Were there any deviations? Were there any rework which was done at a GRN stage because of which a higher cost was incurred? Or was there any abnormal transportation cost involved because of which the raw material prices have shot up? So all of these comes down in the drill down, or a report which can show you this. At the end of this drill down exercise, the approver and the entire team knows that if there is a reduced profit margin or a compromised profit margin, what is the reason for it? And once you know the reason, an immediate corrective or a preventive action is taken to ensure that the same issue or the same mistake doesn't happen in the next coming batches or doesn't happen in the near future. All of this I spoke, all happening in a very short duration of time so that the delivery to the customer is not compromised. Now, doesn't that sound miraculous or amazing? While I sound too good in giving giving you the strategy, there is also a flip side to it. Most of the companies which implemented this strategy did face a lot of issues to begin with. Definitely, all changes do have their own resistance and repercussions, and so does the strategy too. It is up to the management and up to the senior executive to put a strong control in place like this and an alternative action when such issues happen so that the delivery is not compromised. Now that differs from company to company, industry to industry, and so on. Now, if you are a company, manufacturing or any kind of company which is facing similar kind of issues and you think a strategy like this would be of a great solution to you, please get in touch with us. Our contact details are available in the description. We will be more than happy to have a one-on-one session with you to discuss and understand what's your requirement, what is the issue, and how do we move forward. Thanks, and look forward to meeting you in one more interesting video on SAP.